It is my pleasure to introduce our featured speaker. Mr. Stephen Dinan was the visionary behind this event this year. He is the president and CEO of the Shift Network, and he's also an author of several books. We've been talking about imagination, intention, and vision. Well, he is a visionary, and he's an incredible person. To tell you more about today and to tell you more about California Vision 2020, I would like to please invite to the stage to speak Mr. Stephen Dinan.
What a beautiful gathering this is. Thank you for the dances, the prayers, your presence. This is it's a beautiful thing to see visions come to fruition, and it happens through all of us joining together. And today is the 242nd birthday of the United States. So if we thought of ourselves as 242 years old, we would be ready for something a little beyond independence. We would be ready to go, we're not just moving out of the house, not just establishing ourselves. We're moving into a phase of mature wisdom where we're taking responsibility for the whole, where we're recognizing that we were all one interconnected family. And that's the essence of what interdependence is about. It's about saying, you know what, we have to keep going. We have to go beyond independence and asserting ourselves as like separate individuals who are like my way or the highway. We have to say, no, we are a community of human beings who have chosen to incarnate here together, and we are here to demonstrate a higher possibility. And I think Sacramento is the perfect place to do this, to light up the world from here. And there's a couple reasons for that. First of all, Sacramento is the most racially integrated large city in our country. I don't know if people know that. Actually, statistically looked at it, diversity here is celebrated in a deeper way and applied than any other major city. So you're leading the way already on that. You're leading the way with the first World Peace Rose Garden, and symbolically bringing that quality of beauty and peace and depth to the state capitol grounds. We're leading the way because California often is at the leading edge of social movements, technology movements, entertainment movements. Our job is to innovate the future. And so if California is to lead the way for our planet, that means that Sacramento has to lead first in what a truly diverse, healthy, thriving city looks like, an enlightened city. And so it takes time for this to unfold, but every single one of you who is gathered here today has your piece of the vision of Sacramento fulfilling its higher purpose in this plan for evolving our world. And things can look rather dark at the moment at times with the environmental crises and political polarization and racial tensions. We are not fully living our interdependence yet as a country. But I am 100% sure that we can do so, and that Sacramento can play a leading role in doing that by demonstrating the kinds of projects that are putting peace poles in schools, as Maria Maldonado was just sharing with me, by demonstrating interfaith councils coming together and really harmonizing the work of different religions. There's innovations happening with homelessness here. There's innovations on all fronts, and that's why we have chosen to bring the California Vision 2020 conference here, September 20th to 22nd, which we started last year. It's a 4-year cycle. It's really about California leading the way and Sacramento being ground zero for the kind of shifts that we need to make to realize a beautiful future for all. It was interesting, I spoke recently at the Spiritual Life Center, and JG was there, and he didn't really know anything about what I was up to or California Vision 2020. He's like, I just came to this event because I got the inner guidance that 2020 was a key marker point for the planet in terms of shifting to the feminine, and Sacramento was supposed to be ground zero. And he said, so I moved here. I wanted to see how I could be a part of that. And it's interesting if we really take that, let's call that like a prophetic insight, and that I was sort of had a similar nudge from the deeper levels of like, yes, there's something that really is important that wants to birth here. That wants to birth. It's interesting that the name of Sacramento is Spanish for sacrament. what is a sacrament? It's a higher. It's something that's more holy that we take into our body. That we remember our higher nature. That there's a consecration of ourselves to a greater good. And so when we do that as a whole community, there can be this sense of like lifting up a community to really bring the best ideas and best practices and collaborative possibilities together, so that Sacramento is a sacrament for California, is a sacrament for the United States, is a sacrament for the world. And it's already happening in many beautiful ways, but I want to encourage each of you to take this seriously as a sort of a divine mandate that Sacramento lead the way, and that you have a part in leading the way, both in the little ways, how you show up, how you engage somebody, the friendships you make, the way you connect on a block level, also the kinds of organizations that you support, the kinds of initiatives to really have Sacramento shine, and also be a place that welcomes innovation from the rest of the state and nation too, so that this can be like an innovation incubator. I was interested to read recently that there are 2 cities that are attracting more millennials net inflow than any others, and Seattle and Sacramento are actually attracting more millennials. So there's this influx of the new possibility that wants to happen. There's startups, there's innovative nonprofits, and so just taking today as a moment to celebrate the beauty of interdependence, to really see all of the diversity of our human family as essential ingredients for our success, our love, our thriving, that when we embrace that and we take that in and we celebrate that we are living out the highest destiny of our country, the highest intentions that were seated in the formation of the United States of America. That e pluribus unum, out of many one, is not just a motto, it's a mission. It's a mission for us to demonstrate the coming together of the human family. And when we do that in miniature, as we're doing today, we are adding to that. So what I want to visualize, so this is the second year of this, and it was interesting that I got 2 different emails in the last 24 hours, one from Rabbi Lerner at Tikkun, who was calling for Interdependence Day parties or gatherings around the country. And then Humanities team also sent out a message around celebrating interdependence today. So I want my vision for this day is that this becomes a template that ripples out and inspires others to create their own templates in their own communities. And that years from now, we will look back and say, the way that the Rose Gardens have rippled out and touched 2 million lives around the world, that this will also ripple out and touch hearts and souls across America and eventually the world with the message of interdependence, with the intention that America grows to fulfill our highest destiny, where we are a demonstration of a world that works for all, that we celebrate all the diversity that we are, and that we demonstrate that in our local communities, and we really love each other as our foundational human truth. And I'm getting a big nod from Elaine over there, who's a great catalyst for that. So I want to honor all of you for what you've already done and call you to come together and make magic together to have Sacramento really light the way for all of us. And we warmly welcome you to come to California Vision 2020. We've got amazing change makers coming from all over the state. You can see more details on the flyer over there. There's a special flash sale, $75 off today when you register. And it's really, there's going to be an opportunity, I think, in the years ahead as we build towards 2024 to really light things up and fulfill the same message that JG got about Sacramento really being ground zero for the kind of planetary changes that we need to see. So thank you all.